What's up, guys? Everyone is here back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today's video, we're going to be going over the brand new fusion PACKMASTER Shayak. So let's just hop right into it. I'm going to go over whether or not this guy is going to be viable for you, especially in today's day and age, and plus with the metas going on and metas constantly shifting. Is he going to be good or is he going to be a flop? Who knows? But let's get right into it. All right, so here he is, PACKMASTER Shayak. He is a legendary force HP based champion. I'm interested in seeing if he actually does any damage as an HP based champion. A lot of times the HP champions just don't hit as hard as your attack based nukers or your defense based nukers, other than, you know, Taras. But other than that, most of them do not hit nearly as hard as attack nukers. So PACKMASTER, he's an ogre? No, he's actually an orc. So interesting to see how he does. So on his A1 kill command, attacks one enemy, 50% chance of placing an increased defense debuff for 2 turns. So that means he's just doing it on himself. Then teams up with an ally, Terror Beast, Gore Masks, Hound Spawns, Hellfangs, Fellhounds, and Stitch Beast to attack. The allies joining the attack will use their default skills. Teams up with any of them. So basically an ally attack if you have them all on the same team. That's pretty interesting. So you could probably put him in like Stone Skin or something. He would be like the supporting champion, I feel like. That's what it's kind of shaping up to be. So yeah, I think he'd be halfway decent. And then on his A2, he's got removes all debuffs from this champion and heals them by 50% of their max HP. 50% of their max HP is not bad. Okay, but it only removes all debuffs from himself. It doesn't remove the debuffs from the allies. Then places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns. The value of the shield is equal to any surplus heal. The shield buff cannot be removed, stolen, or transferred if at least one Terror Beast, Gore Mask, Hound Spawn, Hellfang, Fellhound, Stitch Beast is on the same team. Finally, places a taunt buff and a reflect damage buff on this champion for 2 turns. These buffs cannot be removed, stolen, or transferred if at least one of those dogs is on the same team. So this man's got that dog in him. So literally, he's going to be taking those puppies and attacking the enemy team. That should be kind of that's an interesting synergy. Obviously, they're all rares right now and one epic. In the future, they did mention that they're probably going to bring in other dogs. So are they going to bring in legendary dogs? Are they going to bring in a void? Are they going to bring in mythical dog champions? If they bring in a mythical champion that attacks and joins the attack on his A1, that's going to be crazy because you'd want to put him in like a counterattack sets, you know, those revenge accessories. I wonder if it'll work with a revenge accessory where he just counterattacks and then the dogs and all of the dogs team up and counterattack as well, because then they could hit pretty hard. The Fellhounds do hit pretty hard. Fellhound is a campaign nuker. I think he's one of the top nukers, if not number 1 for at least Nightmare. For Brutal. For Nightmare, you want to use a stronger champion. But for Brutal, Fellhound has like a 5-second campaign farm. So yeah, he's pretty strong on his A1. And yeah, it's a decent A2. It does book to a 3-turn as well. But it just depends on whether or not there's going to be a stronger dog that's going to pop up. And we have no idea when it's going to happen either. So you're kind of just gambling at this point. You're gambling whether or not the new champions that are going to come into the game are going to be a strong synergy in pairing with this guy. So they're pulling on the heartstrings of fear of missing out. And yeah, so right now he seems like maybe like a B tier champion, maybe A tier, but let's keep reading on. On his A3, fills the turn meter of all allies by 25%. It's okay. Also has an 80% chance of placing a block buffs debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Okay, block buffs is good, especially for Hydra. That's really good for Hydra. That makes me feel like he's going to end up being a Hydra champion, only because they might bring out a dog that is specially designed to fit with this guy for Hydra. And that dog will most likely do a ton of damage. I'm just going to speculate. This debuff cannot be resisted if at least one Terror Beast is on the same team, or Goremask, Houndspawn, Hellfang, etc., as long as there's a dog that is listed under his kit. So it does book out to a 100% chance of placing block buffs on a 3-turn cooldown, which is really strong. And then you can put the Mastery on him to extend the Master Hexer. So you extend that debuff on the Hydra heads. So he's not hitting, he's going to place, there's no affinity issues there, which is really, really nice. The only hit he has right now is just on the A1. So he's definitely not going to be a nuker by any means, but he's going to be the one that synergizes well with the dogs who are going to be your nukers, right? He's going to be the one supporting the team. So you probably want to put like him in a bolster set. If you're going to put him into, let's say, Hydra, make him really, really fast bolster set so he heals up as well. You could put him in a Hex set, possibly. Actually, no, not a Hex set. Hex set would actually be bad because he doesn't have an AoE attack. So that's not really that great. You'd want to put one of the dogs in a Hex set. So what else could he be good in? I mean, really just a bolster set. Maybe even a, this set right here, I forget the name of it. Could also throw him in Guardian, where he absorbs all the damage dealt to allies and heals by 10% every turn. So he could potentially be really strong in a Guardian set as well. That's decent. You could even put him in Frostbite. It's a 2-piece set, especially if you're going to try to utilize him in Arena in the future. But those are just a couple of areas. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Where would you utilize this guy? Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards Hydra, but of course you could utilize him in Arena as well. Not sure. I don't think he's going to be a live arena champion. He's probably going to be classic arena or tag team arena. But live arena, people will just ban him if you have the dogs on the team, and then that will just completely destroy the synergy, right? Now, on his passive, when attacked, places a Hex debuff on the attacker. Okay, you don't even need a Hex set. He's got Hex in his kit. That's pretty cool. Ally attacks on targets under a Hex debuff placed by this champion deal 20% more damage. All right, now I'm leaning 100% into Hydra. This guy is going to be made for Hydra, and I truly believe they're going to bring out a dog in the future that's going to be a big damage dealer that synergizes well with this guy for Hydra. So this is a fear of missing out champion. Obviously, he's not crazy strong based on his kit, but it's going to be who he's paired with that makes him crazy strong. When this champion is attacked, all allied Terror Beast, Goremasks, all the dogs will counterattack as well. So yeah, so it does synergize well. So I said earlier, I'm wondering if he counterattacks, will the others counterattack? And yes, they do. So this guy could actually be crazy, crazy for Hydra and also potentially crazy for Arena. Who knows? We're going to find out as soon as we get testing on this guy. So increases ally speed in all battles with the aura by 19%. He's a pretty strong champion. I'm not saying he's going to be overpowered. He's probably like based on reading his kit, he's a B tier, maybe A tier champion. And I'm going to say B tier only because of the champions that he synergizes with currently. If they create a champion who's a void legendary damage dealer, he'll bump up to an A tier because he's not insane still. He's decent. He puts a Hex, which is nice. So he could be A tier for Hydra. For Arena, probably still going to stick with the B tier just because you have to pick and choose the teams you're going up against. He can't remove any buffs from the enemy team. If he could remove buffs from the enemy team, then maybe he would be a lot stronger. He just places block buffs. But of course, you can't place block buffs if there's Stone Skin on the team. So you'd have to have another champion in there to help remove those buffs. So it's like, you know, he's not really going to be the arena meta champion by any means. But I'm interested in seeing how well he works and synergizes with those dogs. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Where would you use this guy? Are you even going to go for him? Me personally, yes, I'm going to go for him only because of the fact that I'm free to play. I want Faction Guardians in case I pull a duplicate copy of him in the future. And I feel like people just always end up pulling fusion champions as duplicates. At least I've pulled quite a few of them already myself. And I've recently pulled one in my last video, so go check that out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, great evening, and I'll see you on a video soon. Take care.